Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? I hope y'all are good. I'm gonna just get right into it. Conviction is one of the most powerful feelings a person can have. When you're truly convicted in how you feel, there's not many obstacles that could really take you down. It's impossible because you're so in belief of what you want to do. You're so convicted and in aligned with what you're dealing with or what you're going through or where you're planning to go that you could do anything. You could get past anything. Anything that comes in your way, you could stand up to it. And it may not even work out, but the conviction to just stand up and be present and give it your all can carry through all. It could burn through anything. It could fight through anything. I kind of equate it to like a sharp spear, and you could pierce through anything. And with that conviction, you could take it and go anywhere. When you really feel it in your frame and your being, there's nothing that can stop you. For example, like when a fighter, let's say I'm a boxer, right? If you guys never trained before or been in a fight before, it can be hard to even throw a punch because you don't want to get hit. Because you know if you get hit, you can get knocked out or something bad could happen. You know what I mean? Obviously, you guys know that. But if you're not convicted, you're gonna punch, you're gonna pull your punches, you're gonna stay back. But when you're convicted, you're laser shot, boom. You could just drop punches, boom, you drop in the jab. You know what I mean? But when you're not convicted, you're timid. Your body language is obvious. If you guys watch fights, you can definitely tell the difference between a convicted fighter versus the dude who just doesn't believe in himself as much. And the body language, we're humans, we could see that type of shit. You can feel that energy. You know what I mean? So take that into your life. That's what I'm trying to practice right now. Conviction. But the main thing is finding things to be convicted about. What makes you feel like that? What brings that out of you? And how can you channel it? And where is somewhere where you want more conviction? Like talking to a girl. A girl can tell when you're kind of, oh yeah, and you're talking real low and you're not real confident, your body language is all bad. But she can also tell, yeah, hey, how you doing? Like the difference between that confidence and that projection and your posture, that conviction you feel, it's very different, and they can sense that. If you're like a salesman, if you're convicted in what you're selling and you really believe in the product, or you're really able to believe in yourself in terms of selling, your likelihood of closing the deal, it goes up 1,000,000%. You know what I mean? Just confidence, conviction, and that's one of the reasons I actually became a huge fan of Muhammad Ali. The conviction that radiates from his being, when he spoke about whooping his upcoming fighter or the dude he's gonna have to fight, or his beliefs, and this is actually something me and my brother talked about. If religion just swapped the word faith with conviction, there is a big difference. For example, in the Bible it says, this is not verbatim, faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. That's a powerful quote in itself, and it has helped me personally. But if you replace the word faith with conviction, faith the size of conviction can move mountains. And the word faith is like kind of like a hope, like, oh, I kind of hope or I have faith that this will work out. You know what I mean? But the word I have conviction this will work out. It's much stronger. And I'm not saying the word faith is bad, but I'm just using it for example, something to line up the word conviction with that's kind of similar in a way. You know what I mean? But this is definitely something I'm trying to channel more in my life. Because as we go on through these days, you gotta have some type of purpose. You know what I mean? As a dude, females too. Of course, females too. If y'all watching this, what's up? How y'all doing? But as a man especially, dude, you really gotta set your sights towards something sometimes and just be able to follow through with it and just take action. And without that action, you're kind of just like a tiger that's just in its zoo, in its cage. You know what I mean? All that testosterone, you're just chilling at the house. Because it could be easy to do that. Shit, I do that all the time. Or I'm trying not to, just being at the crib, low energy. And a lot of your habits in your daily life determine how much energy you have. 100%. So be aware of the stuff that you be doing in your daily life. Like, are you doing too much substances? Are you, eating too much bad food? Are you like looking for too much cheap pleasure? And it sounds corny, but you definitely got to tap into that and like back off of some of it, because it will affect your daily life and how you interact with the world and how much energy you have to actually pursue the shit you want to pursue. Or you could just chill in your room all day. That's also an option. But who the fuck wants to do that? We have conqueror blood in us. You are a conqueror. You have this warrior DNA within you. You have this lightning coursing through your veins. And it's time we use it on the shit we enjoy, on the shit we like, on talking to people, on playing sports, on, anything you could think of, conjure up in writing. Shit, I love to write. If you like to write, hey, shout out, anything, take a risk, go out there, be convicted in it. Imagine the difference in your life if you always had been convicted in what you enjoyed. You know what I mean? The difference is immeasurable. Obviously, you can't go back in time. But if you just think about it, imagine if you stood tall, chin up, head up high, and just fully 100% conviction. And that's also a thing. It makes you give 100%. When you're really convicted in something, it makes you give that 100% naturally, because you truly believe it. You know what I mean? It's a deep belief. It's a deep belief, and you gotta conjure that, man. You gotta have some conviction in your life. You can't be so iffy, I don't know, 50-50, 50-50, fuck that. I ain't trying to do that shit. Because if you're 50-50, someone else is 100. And that's someone else that's 100, yeah, you may lose in the battlefield, and then, you know what I mean? It's the flag, and, it's rap. You know what I mean? But that conviction, it carries past language. People can really sense it on you. You know what I mean? And another fighting example, you can tell when Conor McGregor, when he was talking early in his career, the conviction he carried. You know what I mean? The belief. He even Ilia Topuria, he's about to fight for the belt soon. That conviction, just convincing yourself and everyone around you that I can do this, and there's nothing stopping me, and whoever gets in my way is getting knocked out. It's over. And Conor was all tapped into that. And even if you watch him now, watch those old interviews. If you want an example of conviction, watch those interviews. There's honestly nothing like a person manifesting their entire reality before your eyes and going out and doing it. Shit, failure is a prerequisite almost. You're gonna fail at some things. Don't be afraid of that. What really is failure? A setback? A learning experience? And the main thing is not letting it keep you down. Because when you take action, things may not work out. But did you give it your all? Did you get back up? These are the questions you're really gonna ask yourself at the end of the day. And I'm not making up something that's new. This is almost human nature. Will you get up? And if it's not something you enjoy, find something else. Don't always use that as a way to find a way out or quit. I'm not saying all that. You know what I mean? But realize that what you do will have an impact on how you see yourself. And your self-worth is directly tied with that. The habits you have and all that. But conviction is a blessing from the gods above. Conviction, it can change your whole reality within weeks, months. How you perceive things, conviction can make you change it in 1 second. The difference, like the fighter, imagine the timid fighter. He's timid, he doesn't want to jab, but then all of a sudden he lands a good shot. Oh, now there's conviction. Oh, I landed a good shot. I can land again. Boom, boom, boom. Another one. And that conviction carries. And you need some momentum, you know what I mean? In order sometimes to get to that conviction point. And some people might not be able to go 0 to 100, which is normal. Shit, sometimes I struggle with being convicted. But the main thing is having that in the forefront of your mind. Conviction, you know? And I hope that's something y'all can carry with y'all day today. Be convicted in how you talk and how you feel in your beliefs. Be convicted in your beliefs. Stand tall on your principles, no matter what people perceive it as. Who gives a fuck what they think? Be convicted in that. Who gives a fuck what they think? You know what I mean? Whoever they are in your life, you know, fill in the blank. You know what I mean? But no, definitely. Conviction is king. Conviction is key. It's a sharp spear. It's your best friend almost, you know? So all I'm gonna tell y'all is stand tall and, you know, let's get some shit done, you know? Let's take action, you know? Let's go forward. Let's look up. You know what I mean? Have conviction. All right then. Peace, guys.